Hey y'all, Patrick James, Cold Dead Hands, Black Coffee Perspectives, and now Into the Fray, and
John Double Tap Britain. Midnight Munchies, food for thought. What's the other one? Oh, Cold Dead Hands.
Cold Dead Hands.
And Into the Fray.
And Into the Fray. And what are we doing today on Into the Fray?
We're going to rant. We're
Yes.
going to rant and rant and
We
rant.
are. Because we like to rant. But we're keeping these rants a little shorter, so we hope that you guys watch them all, and we hope that you share the fool out of them, because that's what's going to build our channel. And yes, we want to build our channel not so we can make $1 million, so we can get the truth out to the people who need to hear it the way it needs to be said.
So, we're going to hit you with some truth. We're going to hit you hard and fast, and we're going to move on.
Need to pull the pin once in a
Pull the
while.
pin. So,
What are we talking about today?
set us up, Pat.
Oh man, there's so much to talk about, but let's talk about 2020 and probably the major topic for everybody. Lockdowns, stay at home, masks, essential workers, no large gatherings. Dadgummit, my daughter, she got married in March. The week before the Texas state stay-at-home lockdown orders, going from a 250 plus wedding and reception to, by the time the week ended and her beautiful day rolled around, 10. Oh, that sucked. That sucked for her, my son-in-law, but they persevered, got her done, intimate, beautiful wedding, real small little dinner, that she could replan the reception for November. And oh my God, guess what's coming back around? It's getting worse. Gonna have to lock it down again.
Well, you had your happy occasion spoiled.
Yep.
I had a very somber occasion spoiled.
Absolutely.
My uncle passed away, and I had the unusual experience of attending his funeral via live stream.
Yay. Yay.
So, no hugs, no condolences, no shoulders to cry on. Just sitting there watching a video of his graveside with 10 people there.
My heart goes out to everybody who has lost somebody close to them during this whole viral outbreak. Dare we deem it a specific? Sure. We can call it COVID-19. Coronavirus. We can call it the Chinese flu. Hey, they tagged H1N1 in 1918 as a Spanish flu because that's where it came from. So suddenly somebody says, oh, it's the China flu because that's the epicenter. And, oh, you can't say that.
I was always rather fond of the Wuhan flu. It just it has a nice ring to it.
It does. Bat flu, whatever you want to call it. Is it real?
Of course it's real.
Yep.
I mean,
no doubt. My brother and sister-in-law had it.
Yep.
And he's 64 years old. When I heard, I'm like, oh, heck, I'm going to lose a brother. So what did he do? He ran over to a doctor in Texas who prescribed him hydroxychloroquine and a regimen of other things to go along with it.
Oh, whoa. You can't say that word. Social media will censor that word.
That is another topic. That's another topic for another day, but I can say that he was prescribed that with a supplemental regimen. And at 64 years old, in, I won't even say the greatest health or shape in the world for that age, and within 8 days, he was done. His wife, who's actually younger, also came down with it. And her, it lasts a little bit longer. In fact, she's got a little more lasting effect to it than he does. So don't think that I'm one of those that it doesn't exist. I know it does.
Hashtag been there, done that.
So, we have heard so much in the media about this viral crap.
And, I just want to throw this out there real quick because this is a major issue in the upcoming election.
Absolutely.
And I put a post up on Cold Dead Hands today. I said the 2020 election, it's not Trump versus Biden. It's liberty versus lockdowns, freedom versus fear.
Yeah.
And the fear factor is what one candidate right now is running entirely on.
Yep.
The guy who walks off the plane wearing 2 masks, and for once, I questioned myself, did he do that on purpose? Did he forget he had a mask on and went ahead and put on another one?
And nobody caught him. Hey, Joe, take that off.
it's the whole masking thing has gone to the level of absurd.
Yes.
And recent study, people who got the Rona, 70% reported that they always wore a mask. 85% reported that they always or almost always wore a mask.
Yeah. I've got a couple of friends on Facebook, so I won't say friends. They're Facebook friends, right? One of them, a public servant, he wore a mask when he needed to wear a mask, and he got it. His wife got it. His kids got it. Another friend who wore a mask all the time. He and his wife and his son, adult son, everywhere they went, and they got it. So, I haven't wore a mask except in instances where I had to go to the ER. You weren't going to get in there. Or if I had to go to the post office, you're not getting in there without a mask. And if you say you can, well, maybe in BFE, Wyoming, and population of 20, and there are cities with a post office and a population of 20, I can promise you might be able to go in there without. But here, it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, the only place I've worn a mask is where I've been required to wear a mask.
Absolutely.
And
for the most part, no, haven't worn a mask.
But then again, for myself, I was social distancing and sheltering in place long before it was cool.
Oh, shit. Social distance for me, this is close. This is closer than normal because my 3-foot space, that's mine.
Mm-hmm.
Your 3-foot space is yours.
Now, that's one thing I will say that good, I think, may have come out of this is people respecting personal space again.
Yeah, that's real good.
Not only for just manners, but it's also good personal security.
Well, I grew up a hugger and a kisser kind of family. We hugged. That's what we did. I'm a hugger. That's all there is to it. But I don't do it unless you get the nod. It's okay. So, listen, this personal spacing, this personal distancing, that was great. Washing your hands, good Lord, there's lots of people out there who don't on a regular basis, so that was good. Let's get back to some decent hygiene.
And that's the blow my mind thing. That was something I learned when I was little.
Yeah.
I mean, real little.
Absolutely.
We had to reteach an entire society how to exercise proper hygiene.
Crazy. Listen, I could go on and on and on about this. I have countless hours training as a hazmat technician, rescue technician for EMS and fire. And I have worn every type of mask you could possibly imagine. I have been trained on the proper wearing of every type of mask imaginable in many, many situations. And the reality is it's not the narrative that they're teaching you about masks. So if you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. If you don't.
I mean, I look at it this way. It's a comfort blanket for those who need it in order to get back out into society.
It's a passy.
But it is not the end-all, be-all magic talisman
No.
that everybody tries to make it out to be.
It certainly isn't. And you know what? You can see that on social media with a lot of different commentary.
Oh yeah, but what it all boils down to is we're talking about a virus that is very infectious.
Yep.
Very bad for certain demographics.
Absolutely.
But still has a 99% survival rate. Yeah, you're gonna go through some nastiness. I mean, people lose their sense of taste and smell.
Yeah.
You know, you get lung issues. There's a lot of things that are not fun to go through.
Yeah.
But 99% of the people who go through it come out the other side.
Hey, we lost a really, really good friend of the family here in Texas, a church member. He had the virus, and he died. Was it because of the virus, or was it because he had COPD? Was it because he was out working in the heat in Texas, trying to take care of the things on his farm that he couldn't take care of while he was sick? Yep, probably likely. Listen, it's dangerous, but not quite as dangerous as they're trying to feed you. So, just keep that in mind.
Use your common sense.
Yes.
Protect yourself.
Think about all the things that transpired throughout this whole time. You know, did they really stuff infected patients into nursing homes? They certainly did. They round them up. They put them in nursing homes with a bunch of old people.
And they knew early on
that it affected elderly worse than it did youth.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly they were taking infected patients and putting them in nursing homes. Yeah, it did happen.
And those,
Michigan for specific.
And those of a certain ideology want to keep schools closed.
Yep.
Keep those kids at home so their parents can't go back to work. Keep the economy dragged down. Even though it's, what's that word they use all the time? Settled science? It's pretty settled science that kids either A, don't get it as easily, they don't transmit it as easily, and they don't suffer from it near like older people do. And they also said that kids aren't good transmitters to adults. So even if the kids do get it, the odds of them transferring it to their teacher are pretty slim.
Yeah, but how would you know that if you're listening to the mainstream media? Because they don't talk about those things. And if you're not actually digging for yourself and just following along with the herd mentality, listen, herd immunity. I think the WHO.
Oh, whoa. Just wait a minute. That. Are we talking science? We're supposed to follow the science, right? We're supposed to listen to the scientists. Mm-hmm. 3 of the top virologists in America are advocating that we should take the herd immunity approach now that we have effective treatments, now that we know who the target is to protect, now that we know that kids are largely unaffected.
There's a lot. How about this one, for instance? 1918, Spanish flu, H1N1. Guess what? When it came back around in 16, was it 16?
26? No, 2009.
No. 2009. My bad. In 2009, yes, Obama was in office, and we didn't do anything, and it infected like 65 million people, something like that. What happened?
Nothing.
Well, maybe that's because we actually followed the herd immunity. We didn't put a whole lot of emphasis on it, and when it came back around, it wasn't as devastating.
Yeah.
Think about that. So, do your digging. But if you're a Karen and you're screaming at the guy who doesn't have a mask, maybe you need to be checking yourself. Because maybe it's not all about the guy without the mask or the woman without the mask. Maybe it's something a lot more about you and the fact that you just want to point your finger at somebody else to say you don't care about everybody else.
I'll put it this way, and something I saw on Facebook. If you're wearing a mask and you're going out to eat at restaurants, you're not afraid of the virus, you're afraid of your government.
That's probably very true. And if you don't think they're stealing liberties and freedoms with all this, then just look around you, because they certainly are. And it's right out there in plain view. You just got to dig to find it. So you know what we always say? If you want peace,
prepare for war.
Later, guys. Thanks for watching.
Peace.